Welcome to Mech 1070 team. This is the Unrivaled Heroes Vector Project by myself, Ryan D'Souza.
Billy Casey.
Mihailo Merkel.
Chris Vallejos.
And on to the first slide, our objective slide. Our design and prototype of an end effector capable of moving components on an assembly line. The gripper should open using the servo motor and be mounted on the CNC axis. While move the gripper to complete the task on one cube, project development of process and task completion over the final product. Slide define the problems that we had was the material of not being able to support the arms, the arm, are capable of moving the arm, and being our solution. Those are having smaller claw arms, so it's able to, which leads into our next solution, which is less depends on the servo maneuver. So having claw arms or smaller claw arms, be able to move, be able to move it better. And then last, machine that won't have problems with overheating.
For the brainstorming aspect of this project, we came up with our first design, which you can see on your left right here. It was just kind of a basic claw that you would see in, for example, an arcade machine. But what we found is that this design had too many joints. There's too many connecting parts, and it would never work. And it's just not viable for our second design. We cut out the amount of parts that needed to be, laser cut and everything, and it was a lot more compact and usable and soluble design. Prototyping. So because we chose our second design, this is our prototype that we made. It has two claw arms, a housing for the servo motor, and the backplate to be attached to the CNC machine. Very simple design, which we later added a little bit more to, but this was our general prototype.
For the MATLAB code of our project, we had two tasks to perform. One task where we had to line up 3 of the cubes in a row, and the other task where we had to stack 2 cubes on top of each other. One of the biggest problems with making the MATLAB code was where the origin would be and the distances of our final spot we want to put the cube and the distances between each cube and the origin.
So for our SolidWorks design, which me and Billy primarily worked on, it was made up of 5 or 6 major components. So we started and connected it to the CNC block with the 2 screws on the backboard. And so we used the 2 screws on the bottom of the CNC block for efficiency. We created the backboard and the extended backboard. And on the extended backboard, there was a little slot for the servo motor. So that's what we called the servo motor housing. There were 2 arms attached to the servo motor. One attached to the white piece of the servo motor, or the servo arm, was the moving claw, and the other part was the stationary claw. As you can see on the image, there's a straight claw, there's an arched claw, and the arched claw is the one that was moving. So for our original concept design, we researched existing claws. We got a lot of inspiration from arcade machines at first, and then we switched to a more traditional method of a stationary arm and a moving arm. We first initially sketched our designs on paper and then on SolidWorks. Used the bottom 2 screws for efficiency, mounted the servo motor in a square cutout, and designed a stationary.
So for testing and results, as you can see from the picture, we were able to pick up the block, but we weren't able to do any of the functions that we were supposed to. So, and that was because one of the we were unable to perform the code because the CNC motors overheated, and we were in response to that, we had to get the TA involved, and he helped us, which we were able to run the code, but we weren't able to run the code with the gripper. So we weren't able to actually pick up or do any of the functions that were needed to complete the project. But we were able to effectively build and design up to this point and run the code that worked. So, like previously stated in many of the other slides, by going through each part of the engineering process, like brainstorming and prototyping and designing and testing, the team was able to work together and schedule meeting times, delegated roles, and eventually the team completed the project, and the team was able to effectively build and design an end effector that was able to pick up 3 blocks and stack them.